What's going on, guys? Welcome to Arsenal Fan TV, and a really disappointing result for Arsenal tonight. Arsenal 0, Manchester United 0. Now, I say this is a disappointing result because I really think we should have been having a beating of this United side. This is a team that has lost to Swansea at home, that has lost to Spurs at home, that has lost to Stoke, that can't even beat bottom of the league Fulham. And we were kind of all over them for 90 minutes of that game, and we haven't even managed to get a goal. Which, it kind of really disappointed to me. I really do see this as 2 points dropped. I mean, at the end of the day, going into this game, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, I'd have looked at it and 0-0, a point out of this game, I'd have been really satisfied with that. But this is a different United team under a different manager, and we are by far a superior team to them at the moment. But nonetheless, I mean, we got to take a point. We've got to put things into perspective and see that we're only 1 point behind Chelsea at the moment. So things aren't that much of a disaster. I mean, if in fact anything's far from a disaster. If you'd have said to me at the start of the season that we would be second in the Premier League table come mid-February, then I would have taken it. You know, it is a fantastic position to be. There's a long way to go, and this title race is anything but over for Arsenal. Anyway, I'll get into the performance itself. I was really pleased with the lineup by Wenger. He was showing a team that was going to go out there and was hopefully going to bring home those 3 points. I mean, we saw Rosicky start, which was something that was much needed in this game, and we unquestionable start of Kieran Gibbs, which, you know, I think it just shows how resolute he is. I thought Kieran Gibbs was absolutely fantastic today. He offers us so much going forward, and his tracking back is absolutely fantastic. And I was actually glad to see Cazorla, his tracking back was an awful lot better today, and I was glad to see him actually getting stuck into quite a few tackles in our half. Anyway, the game started off a bit shaky for Arsenal. I thought, honestly, we looked a bit nervous. We looked a bit intimidated by Man United, which I really wasn't expecting. I would have expected us to go into this on the front foot and possibly bag an early goal, but we didn't do that. We sat back and we allowed an awful lot of United pressure, and they could have come very close to scoring through Robin van Persie after an error by Mikel Arteta. It was a fairly straightforward pass from Szczesny to Arteta. Arteta caught slacking on the ball by Van Persie, and honestly, it should have been 1-0 United there, but it was an excellent save from Szczesny and a very poor shot from Robin van Persie. But whilst I'm on the subject of Arteta, he's been being caught in possession way too often at the moment, and I think it's a massive relief that we've actually got Flamini back for the Liverpool game on Sunday, because Arteta, I don't think he's putting in awful performances, but he's certainly playing fairly poorly, and we need to give our Flamini a run out, give Arteta a break, and hopefully he'll come back a refreshed player. Anyway, going further on in that half, Arsenal got into the game an awful lot more. There are a couple of players in there who weren't really involved in it. I thought Rosicky, although I really wanted to start, I really wanted to have an impact on the team, he didn't really give that, and he gave the ball away quite a few times, but as time went on, especially after that half-an-hour mark, he really got involved in the game more, made some excellent clear-cut passes. But nothing was really happening for Arsenal. I mean, Ozil I thought was fantastic throughout the whole 90 minutes. Jack Wilshere was massively inconsistent in the game. There were times when he'd go on lovely runs. There were other times where he would pass it straight to the likes of Michael Carrick or Tom Cleverley. I didn't really have a problem with any Arsenal players in particular. I thought we were all fairly resolute. It was just a case of breaking down that United back four, and we weren't able to do that for the whole 90 minutes. And what annoys me about Arsenal is this eye of the needle stuff that we're always trying to do, the most awkward of passes that we're trying to complete. I mean, the number of chances that Ozil and Cazorla had where they could have shot, and when they start doing it, it is in the final third of the game when it barely ever happens. And United, to be fair, they actually did defend really well, and it is a point game from their point of view. They'll be really happy with this result, no doubt, but that eye of the needle stuff, that's really got to stop at some point. I know we want to play this beautiful football, but the problem with Arsenal is we're always trying to pass it into the net, and that has to stop at some point. We've got to be willing to take shots. And whilst I'm on the subject of taking shots, Olivier Giroud, I thought he was so woeful today. I think perfect example of why we need a striker, and, you know, the number of opportunities he had. I'm sitting next to a guy who's, you know, going absolutely mental with the number of chances that Giroud is missing. I think I counted up, there were 4 chances Giroud could have got. There was a chance in the first half from a corner, no one marking him, and he sends it, you know, miles wide. Another opportunity from a corner, again, the same thing. Another opportunities where he's, a lovely pass from Ozil, and then he just blazes it over the bar. And that wonderful opportunity, that delicious cross from Sandy, who'd actually been crossing those kind of balls in all night, and he just wasn't able to get that glancing touch on it. Now you think maybe any other striker would have been able to do that. And Giroud, by no means, I love the guy. I absolutely love the guy to bits. But the workload on him is massive at the moment, and maybe that's having an effect on his game. And I absolutely love Giroud, and he's a cracking player. He just, I don't know what he needs. We just need something up top. And the problem with Giroud and Ozil is, I think the reason why we haven't been seeing the best out of Ozil is because the Giroud and Ozil simply don't work. Ozil is looking for a runner, Giroud wants it at his feet, and that's why it's not going to work. That's why I think we massively missed Theo Walcott, especially in this game today. And I think he's not having Walcott in the team is going to have a massive effect on us for the rest of the season, because Ozil and Walcott, that works. Ozil and Giroud doesn't work so much. I think we've got to start playing Gnabry more, because I think he's the most similar player in the squad to Theo Walcott. Anyway, that second half started very much the same as the first. Arsenal having a load of chances, doing nothing with them, and it was kind of obvious. You could tell for going into the game, I kind of had in the back of my mind that we were going to get a draw, and the fluidity of the football from both sides at some times was just so lacklustre. What I'm finding is, when I was analysing that Liverpool game, that the counter-attacking moves they have, these lovely swift moves, interchanging passes between Coutinho, Suarez, Sturridge, Gerrard, Henderson, these lovely, beautiful moves. And then we can do that. It's just today it wasn't happening for us. I mean, we'd make a lovely ball, Wilshere, ball down to Ozil, Ozil gets it into the corner, and then who else is up there with him? And you find him standing in the corner just like, where is everyone? What am I meant to do with this? And you find that we're left with one man with about trying to get past 6 players, and it is, you know, the amount of support from other players is a bit concerning at times, that we don't get enough people going up with them. But I think this was a game that we, at the same time, as much as we wanted to win it, I think we just as much didn't want to lose it. And it, you know, there were times when we could have definitely lost this one if it wasn't for the excellent reflexes of Wojciech Szczesny, who probably earned himself a man of the match performance just for this one save. Lovely Rooney cross over to Van Persie, and it was just an amazing save, tipped onto the bar by Szczesny, and he is proven to be one of the most consistent keepers in the league, and it's so great to have a guy like that in the team. But nonetheless, that Szczesny save didn't kind of merit the performance. And you know what actually cheesed me off most about this game, in the 93rd minute or whatever, where we got the ball and we could have made one final break, and you got Arteta and the crowd just spurring him on to go up there, go and at least kick it up to their end. Maybe Giroud can get a noggin on it or something, but you know, what does he do? He just passes it straight back to Mertesacker, and then Mertesacker to Koscielny, and back to Szczesny. And it's just like, every time we pass it back, it's like a dagger in my chest. It's that frustrating to watch. Anyway, that's pretty much my rant over. And one other thing, I just don't get why we can't beat Man United. We have had one win against them, counted today, in 14 games, and that just isn't good enough. And it's another big team that we haven't beaten this season. You know, the media are going to absolutely love that. So I'm massively frustrated after today. But at the end of the day, it could have been a lot worse. We are only a point behind Chelsea. I just get this feeling that, you know, if we just put the whole of Bournemouth FC in United shirts, then we still probably get a draw or even lose to them. It's that frustrating when we play United. But like I said, it's a point at the end of the day. We're a point behind Chelsea. A win would have taken us to the top, but you know, it wasn't to be. And we have 3 winnable games coming up against Sunderland, Stoke away, and Swansea at home. So those should be 9 points out of 9. There is no room for error now, and we've got to be collecting all the possible points. Anyway, that's been my view on the game. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be great if you click the like button. Subscribe for more videos. I've done a match day experience video on my own channel, AFC Game by Game, so make sure you go and check that out. I'll be uploading that probably in the early hours of this morning. And make sure you subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV. Follow me on Twitter @simplycookie_. And as always, thank you very much for watching, guys.